Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $2.13 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is off by 4%. So right now, we're looking at 58,300 plus for Bitcoin, back under 60K. 2,200 plus, almost 2,300 for Ethereum, 118 billion plus market cap for USD Tether, USDC 35 billion plus at number 6 spot. XRP is 57 cents on CoinGecko. We're off by 2.9 on the 24, but we're still up 7.5 on the 7-day. However, it appears like Fiat Link is a little dead. I don't know if the information is actually dialed in. We can see it's locked in at 59.50, but I don't think that's accurate. I've never seen that much of a disparity between CoinGecko and Fiat Link, so I think Fiat Link may be glitching a little bit. We'll keep an eye on it. Nonetheless, I do want to tell you about this. Well, you want to talk about something glitching. How about that shot? And how about medicine that we could all use and need, but you can't get a hold of because we're living in a world where the government is controlling everything, and it's despicable. But now you can have the control. You can get spike protein dissolution right here from the wellness company. And I have a link with a discount in it so you get 10% off on it. Take a quick listen to this.
I get calls every day of people saying, listen, I've taken 2 or 3 shots. I feel sick all over. I've had COVID. We now know that the spike protein is in the body for a very long time. There has to be detoxification. So far, the only available supplement that has a detoxifying capability with respect to dissolution of the spike protein is a Japanese product called nattokinase. Nattokinase, an endogenous oral thrombolytic, basically proteolytic enzyme. And it's nattokinase combined with some other Japanese herbs that Japanese are leading the way on this, by the way. And I'm not surprised. They're very ingenious people. They lead on many aspects of medicine. This supplement I now recommend twice a day for people who are trying to detox. It's the best we can do right now. I've tried hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, fluvoxamine, colchicine. I've tried all the drugs. I don't think the prescription drugs work, but I think some of these supplement packages really do.
They do get the job done. And you know what? That's why I've got the link for you to be able to get this and take it like I've been doing too. This is the best thing going here if you've taken the shot and you want a dissolution of the spike protein. This is what we're learning from Dr. McCullough here. You get a 10% discount with the link underneath the video. But look, there is so many different possibilities of things that you could get, from virtual care, medical kits. I mean, the medical emergency kit is something that every family member should have. And you can get them with a discount. Ivermectin, Z-Pak, amoxicillin. This is stuff every family member will need sometime throughout the year. There's no question, no reason why you should have to go make an appointment, see someone, then get a referral to go get whatever you need when you can have it in your home right now. Click the link below and get what you need for you and your family. U.S. government paying $3 billion in interest on the national debt every 24 hours. What? We know it's $1 trillion every 3 days, or every 90 days, they say, right? And soon it'll be $1 trillion every 60 days, and then $1 trillion every 30 days. Something has to be done. The Federal Reserve knows this. They said they are expected to cut interest rates this week for the first time since the pandemic. Are you prepared? This in history has spoken to the markets. And the crypto market usually goes berserk once they do it. So watch out, head on a swivel that the Fed could start cutting rates. They've said they're going to cut rates 3 times starting this month. So watch out. Then there's the latest here when it comes to the digital economy. USDC Circle announces headquarter move to New York City. Now, we found this out right as the European Union micro-regulations were being passed and put into action, because it was at that point we found out USD Tether did not qualify as a stablecoin under EU's micro-regulations right now. And then that was the cue for Circle to say, you know what, we're going back home. And they came back to New York City with their announcement. And this is where they are. Stablecoin issuer Circle is moving its global headquarters to New York City. And they know that they have already filed for an initial public offering. So we could see them actually IPO any moment. I think it was January of this year when they filed that. Yeah. That I am right. Okay, so here's another extension of the article here. Issuer filed for an IPO in January 2024. Now, usually they wait about 6 months or so before they IPO. This has been longer than 6 months, but we'll have to see exactly what's going on here. It's any day is the way I'm seeing this, so head on a swivel for that. Then look at this. I want to play this clip for you, which is Frank Giustra right here, who's a really, really smart gold investor. And he's going to break down how the CBDCs play a role in the reset. And we understand that gold and precious metals are going to play a role in this reset, as with this reset takes us to a new digital economy. The distributed ledger technology, the blockchain, the digital assets, AI. This is all where we're going in this reset you hear everyone talk about. But listen to what Frank says here. This is really, really worth knowing and hearing.
In terms of the digital kind of transformation technologically with central bank digital currencies, in terms of that, 95% of central banks around the world are exploring, and whether in development or doing research on deployment of central bank digital currencies. And we're seeing, a China-led block, and we recently saw Saudi Arabia come in with Project Enbridge. What's your stance in terms of how central bank digital currencies will play a role in terms of the reset that you've really emphasized over the years?
So first you have to understand the motivation. The motivation is to find a mechanism. Most countries are trying to find a mechanism to operate outside of the US dollar system. And there have been lots and lots of conversations about how that's going to happen. There's been a conversation about a BRICS currency, which I think is possible, but I think it will take quite a bit of time for that to evolve. There is a much simpler, easy approach that is being employed now. You mentioned the Enbridge project. If you haven't heard about this, it's been a pilot program that's been run by China, Thailand, the UAE for the last 3-4 years. And how it basically works is that each of these countries created a central bank digital currency, and they conduct their trade central bank to central bank using only that, and it's completely outside the US dollar system. And now, as you said, Saudi Arabia and others want to join this Enbridge project, and I think that the BRICS will end up, any of the nations, that the 11 now and the ones that are to come, that want to be outside of the US dollar system will use that. And the critics of this, because they're obviously, in the West you'll see people poo-pooing the idea that this is going to work. They say, well, listen, why would you want to be holding Indian rupees? And if you're, what are you going to do with them if you have a deficit with another country? And the simple solution, and it was actually Jim Rickards who gave me this idea, and basically, I don't know if you've seen this, dozens and dozens of bilateral trade agreements being created between countries using only local currencies. That is the trend at the moment. That is the way that they're trying to stay outside of the US dollar system. And so let's say there are two countries that are trading together. At the end of a period, there's a trade deficit. How do you settle that deficit? So that you don't end up with currency you don't need, that you haven't done in your bilateral trade. You settle it with gold. And that's why I believe you're seeing every central bank outside of the West accumulating gold at an accelerating pace.
And we also know that Enbridge, XRP Ledger, is, according to James Wallace from Ripple, the head of central bank CBDC engagement for the XRP Ledger, we do know from him directly that the XRP Ledger is in fact one of the test pilots of Enbridge, if not the test pilot of Enbridge. Now that gets very interesting. And I have said since day one that precious metals will be a part of the Great Reset. There's no question. You have to bring confidence to a new system, and I think bringing precious metals like gold and silver and others bring that confidence. Reminding everybody that this M-Bridge system that Frank is talking about, Ripple joins the BIS task force where M-Bridge is created. And no, XRP is not a security, so there's that too. I wanted to remind everybody of that. You know, Ripple is a part of the task force for cross-border payments with the BIS. And what Frank's point was about BRICS and going to their local currencies, he's absolutely right. People are not going to want to hold each other's currencies. You haven't solved the problem if you just digitize the same friction issue in the digital economy. You can't move forward and act like you solved anything. There's no need to go digital if you're not going to solve the friction of the paper world and the current construct of our monetary system. This is where a bridge currency comes in. Confirmation that Ripple and Bank of International Settlements collaborated on CBDC interoperability that utilized the interledger protocol right here from Smoke Dog. You can see it. Collaboration will utilize decentralized XRP ledger. Look at this. In conjunction with Interledger, a protocol facilitating payments across the sorted ledgers and networks. We know this, but we have to remind ourselves so we don't get confused. Under regulatory scrutiny of the international standards from the Committee on Payments and Market Infrastructure, known as CPMI of the BIS, crypto assets can be recognized as part of the formal payment system. And as you can see, you will see here, take a listen, the question of whether a given crypto asset will be recognized as a part of the formal payment system will largely depend on how it is meant to be used in a given jurisdiction. Like Bitcoin and Ether often fall outside, while Ripple and XRP often fall within the system. So there's that. Then there's this. When I talk about the combination of the new digital economy and the monetary system getting a facelift, look at what we see here in the U.S. Signed into law, New Jersey eliminates sales taxes on gold and silver. Yeah, that happened. And you know what? There are multiple other states that are doing it as well. We know Louisiana. We know other states are in the middle of doing this too. Kansas, Texas, they're all doing it. And a lot of these states are talking with GlintPay about being able to introduce their product to the state so that way their citizens can right away begin utilizing it inside the economy with the buying of gold on your GlintPay account and being able to spend it at any merchant that accepts MasterCard debit card. Think of it. And today is also the day that we're going to see this apparently too. World Liberty Financial.
For the launch of World Liberty Financial. We're embracing the future with crypto and leaving the slow and outdated big banks behind.
And there you have that. So with all of that where it is, how long till we see this? Look at as he lays this fractal from 2017, 2018 over where we currently are today. Look at that. That is just, I mean, you can't say that it's exactly what's going to unfold. You cannot say that. But damn if that isn't pretty, that is rhyming quite well, isn't it? I mean, you could shift this slightly either way. We're not saying it's going to happen, but boy, does it really look pretty spot on. And shout out to Block Bull for this post right here. Oh, Lud XRP Flare, excuse me. And Block Bull puts out stuff like this as well. So shout out to both of those. Give both of them a follow. But, you know, I'm just excited because I do believe with everything that we're seeing, we also reported over the weekend that the admission of the SEC in a footnote in the Binance case has clearly stated that the SEC owns the fact that they have made up the term crypto asset securities. It's a false narrative, and they've had to admit it in the footnote in the Binance case. So, admitting that really starts to say to yourself, is the SEC about to stop the regulation by enforcement? We've seen a handful of cases quickly remedied. Uniswap, cease and desist in other cases. We've seen a few cases start to wrap up really quickly, and this newfound clarity by the SEC that, oh, by the way, we've been lying about what crypto asset securities are. You know, is this new admission about to reveal a change in posture and approach towards the entire crypto asset industry? One can only hope. But if it doesn't, I hope for a change of administration in the election, because we hear that they're going to get it right, because the first time around, that president was not hip to crypto. So this time around he is, and let's see what the news brings today about the new World Liberty financial platform that's going to challenge the old banks. Not financial advice from me or anyone else, but you will want to join us today in the Freedom Zone. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a fantastic way to start the channel, or to stay with the group and follow the channel. We cover so much more than what you see every day out here, and I love that I get to do it and have that conversation with you. I hope you will join us. Go to digitalperspectives.com, click the Freedom Zone, and come on in for next to nothing, or join the DPMG and get the Freedom Zone for free. Not financial advice of me or anyone else. Let's go. All right.